Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to ask these two questions about the opposition in the Republic of Kenya. Do you think the opposition side are going to agree about who is going to be their presidential candidate? Another question I want to ask: which is the best lineup for the opposition to front so that they can defeat President William Samoei Arap Ruto in round one, let come 2027 presidential election? I am asking these questions because that is what many Kenyans are thinking about. Because many Kenyans see opposition that it can win in round one if at all they will remain united and they will flaunt the best lineup. So the lineup is very key to their winning. At the same time, unity of purpose between them is also very key. And that is why many Kenyans are actually asking those two questions, which I have actually asked about which lineup will the opposition be able to render, and will they agree with that lineup? So today I want to have a very clear discussion about those two questions. But before we dive in and try to dissect all that, I could request you kindly to take a minute and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then it is good to request them for us to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And whenever you subscribe to this YouTube channel, always make sure to hit the notification bell, because that is the only way you give YouTube permission so that you can get notified to watch any political content that we upload into YouTube. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel, I say thank you, because you always inspire us to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. Now, let me dive into the discussion of the day. And let me start by the first question. Do you think the opposition in Kenya will actually front one person for presidency, let come 2027? Will they agree to be united under one banner? I feel that the opposition of this nation is actually not ready to front one person. Why am I saying this? It is because you can see what is actually happening. When the opposition is talking about shares, when the opposition is talking about tribal arrangement, then we can see clearly that they might disagree at the end. Because for Rigathi Gachagua, he has always put it very clear that every leader within the opposition should actually go back to his political tribal base and try to unite everybody behind him. And then he will come to the national table and then they will ask questions. How many people do you have? How many supporters do you have from your region? And then they will actually give you a national cake in accordance to the number of shares you have. And because of that, I'm very sure this will not allow them to agree, because I feel that the opposition should be beyond tribal arithmetic, shares arithmetic. They should be asking themselves this hard question: who is the best candidate to face William Samoei Arap Ruto? And also, they should know that for them to win, they must be united, but not talking about tribal political parties. And even they should say, which way possible should we be united as one big political party, which is actually meant to help the Kenyans to come out of their problems. Because if they look from that angle, then I'm very sure they will win round one. Let come 2027. But it seems this is not the case. Another case which makes me to feel that the opposition is not ready to work together. See what has happened when they came together and they chose Muisa Kitunyi to actually lead the secretariat of opposition so that he can be their spokesperson about the coalition they are going to have. And he can lead the secretariat they wish to have. But what has Cleophas Malala done? He has said that they cannot give that chance to Mukisa Kitui, that they want a young person to lead the secretariat, to be the person who is going to be their spokesperson. And why do you think Cleophas Malala, who is the deputy party leader of DCP, he could have actually raised that issue when they were together choosing Muisa Kitui? Because I believe this is a strategy that will break the side of opposition. This is a strategy probably from the side of DCP. They feel that if Muisa Kitui will be the person who will be their spokesperson within the side of opposition, then he might foreshadow the leader of DCP. That means Rigathi Gachagua. And that means they have missed the point that it is not about the person who is going to look big, the person who is going to be overshadowed. The fight is, we want to make Kenya a better place to be. At the same time, because opposition have not come and sit down genuinely, and they have a very genuine or candid discussion why they are running for presidency of this nation and what is their motive. They have not done that. And that means you will find that within the opposition, we have political leaders who are actually there eyeing for their selfish interest. And that is why from the side of Rigathi Gachagua, the followers, all the political class within that outfit, they have actually come out clearly and they have said Rigathi must be on the ballot. And because of all that, I feel that this side of opposition may not be able to agree to have one candidate let come 2027. But if this outfit of opposition will agree, which is the lineup they should have, because I have thought about that and I have come up with one sure bet lineup they should have, and that lineup will actually enable them to win in round one. And they will send William Samoei Arap Ruto directly to Sogoi. And this is actually the lineup which I have come up with. And this lineup will actually, as I have said, be capable of sending William Samoei Arap Ruto home. Because this lineup, if it will be agreed, it will actually make this side of opposition to be together. It will not split this side of opposition. And actually, it will be very attractive to the people of Kenya from Raja tribe and from small tribe. It will not make any person to feel less. And actually, this is the lineup for the person who will face William Samoei Arap Ruto, who will actually go for the presidency to be the president of this Republic of Kenya. I feel that Fred Okengo Matiang'i is the best suited for that post. So that is the man they should actually elevate to be their flag bearer. Because if you look at the major three flag bearer within the opposition, that means Rigathi, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and Fred Okengo Matiang'i, the person who is very acceptable to this republic more than Rigathi or Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is actually Fred Okengo Matiang'i, because to many eyes of the Kenyans, they feel that is the person who can change the politics of this country. That is the person who can bring life into politics. That is the person who cannot condone any nonsense in the political arena. And that is why I'm saying Fred Okengo Matiang'i should be their leader. Who should be the second? That means who should go for the running mate? For clear, that person should be Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And why Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka? Because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is relatively not very aggressive. And at the same time, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has always the people from the Kamba Nation. If he will be left out and he moves out, that will completely break this side of opposition. And also, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is very suited for that position because it's not quite aggressive, it's not confrontational. That means that pair where Matiang'i is on top, Fred is following that. Those people, they can be able to remain together and they will lead this nation probably for 10 good years without actually both of them having any conflict. Then, who should be the third person? The person who can take that seat which Mudavadi has, the prime cabinet secretary. The person who can be on that is Rigathi Gachagua. So Rigathi Gachagua should take that position. And Rigathi Gachagua taking that position, he will actually push these other two leaders. Rigathi is quite aggressive. And if we see something wrong between these two, he is able to correct them immediately. And that is why I feel that he should be number 3 in that lineup. At the same time, if he becomes in that lineup, then he is going to be the person who will glue together the top 2. And at the same time, he will bring the fort of the entire Mount Kenya as a region. Then I feel that Martha Karua should be the Speaker of the National Assembly. So Martha Karua should be given that position. And another person who should actually be brought in to be the Speaker of the Senate should be Eugene Wamalwa. So Eugene Wamalwa should be the Speaker of the Senate. Martha Karua should be the Speaker of the National Assembly. And other positions, actually they can be divided across the Republic of Kenya. So that combination, which I have given you, is a sure bet. That combination will be for sure bring down William Samoei Arap Ruto, and they will be sent directly to Sogoi. But remember, all that will happen where these political leaders will have unity of purpose. They will say that we want to correct this nation. We want to make things work in this nation. And with that vision, and if they also articulate that vision to the Kenyans, then there is no doubt that William Samoei Arap Ruto will be sent to Sogoi. But will they agree to have that lineup? That is the question I am asking. That is the big question. Will that lineup be agreed by Rigathi Gachagua, who feels that he has more shares? Can that lineup be agreed by Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, who feels that he is the most senior person among the 3 individuals? So those are the questions we are asking ourselves. My fellow Kenyans and viewers, do you think the opposition side is going to remain united to face William Samoei Arap Ruto together? Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly take a minute, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video, share the video to your friends, and remember, all that is actually free. You don't pay anything. But you could have done a greater help for me to grow this YouTube. You could have inspired me so that I can put more effort to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. And with that, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly until we meet in our next political conversation. Goodbye.